But I'm just wondering about his position, too, as a reformer. Is he significant and well-known enough that it would be risky to kill him? Or, I mean, what's your best guess of how he would be treated?
That's right, Valerie. He is known. He started his dissidence really in 1982, and for these past 7 years he was very much known in the human rights forums in Vienna and all the places, and that's why they didn't dare to evict him by force. And even lately, you know, it was too long. So it's a miracle, really. He's alive, and he was being able to carry on his fight.
Yeah. Well, you just have to. I guess there's nothing you can do. So powerless here to wait and see what happens.
Unfortunately, but I really have to recognize that the media interest and the population and the Canadians were so interested. It was just fantastic experience. See that, and I hope that will help him. Thanks very much for talking to us. Thank you, Valerie. Aurel Braun is a political scientist at the University of Toronto, and he is with us now. To help people understand why Romania is resisting reform, I mean, if people simplistically look at it as reacting as the Chinese did, as opposed to how the Polish and the East Germans have to democracy.
Well, first of all, in Romania, the Ceausescu regime has resisted reform for a very long time because they felt that they had a certain mission. I mean, this is a leadership that believes that it can make no mistakes. It has pursued a policy that is bizarre in economic terms. It has paid off the foreign debt at a horrendous cost to the population. It has felt that the prestige projects that they are building will have a lasting effect historically, and that consequently everyone else is mistaken. And it would be wrong, it would be a betrayal on the part of Ceausescu if he would let go of this vision that he has.
Well, is his leadership so much stronger than leadership in other Eastern European countries? Because he's been there 24 years.
It has been in part stronger, not just because he has been there for a very long time, but also because he has placed his family in strategic positions. And therefore he can count on these members of the family, at least so far. He has also been a very Machiavellian leader. He has not allowed anyone to build up a power base. He has constantly rotated personnel. Anytime anyone began to acquire some sort of base, he moved them out of that position. So he has created a total political dependency. And he has also created an atmosphere of fear in the country. And therefore the population, at least up to now, believed that they had no prospect of succeeding. They had no chance of standing up to Ceausescu.
But, you know, that must have existed in some measure in other Eastern European countries. I'm wondering about dissidents and reformers, like, you know, the priest we were just discussing, Laszlo Tőkés. Was there no strong base with...
Another Coke.
Coca-Cola, please.
Air Touch Cellular has just announced an offer worth celebrating.
Of some of the security forces.
I want to ask just quickly about the Soviets watching this too, that they can allow or see this happen. Is there any role for them?
Well, Romania had been a maverick country in the 1960s and 70s, standing up to the Soviet Union in pursuing autonomy in foreign policy. Strangely enough, ironically, Romania is again standing up to the Soviet Union, saying, well, if the Brezhnev Doctrine is dead, we can do anything you want, you cannot intervene.
And so it's likely that they'll just continue to watch and wait and not do anything?
Gorbachev may be watching this with horror, as we are in the West, but I do not see the prospect for Soviet military intervention. They are putting economic pressure and condemnation, but there's not much else they can do.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
It's out there, the sinus cold. Once it breaks in, you feel like it's locked itself inside your sinuses. You sneeze without loosening it, blow your nose without draining it. You feel pain and pressure in your sinus cavities. So try Dristan tablets. Dristan's special penetrating action reaches all 8 sinus cavities to help clear the misery of your sinus cold. Dristan tablets for the cold misery that's locked in your sinuses.
Special.
Smooth.
Tasteful.
Elegant.
Who brings a touch of class to a glass of wine?
Hochtaler.
Farewell to the 80s, to yuppies, and toxic waste. Here's to the 1990s, to a clean environment, and making the world a better place.
Make the most of your toast with Andre's Baby Canadian Champagne.
And welcome back. Bob Hinitt doesn't send Christmas cards, he builds them. He's a teacher in Saskatoon, and since 1947 he's been building these huge Christmas displays on his lawn, and now he also does it for downtown Saskatoon. Now this is what he builds. This is an entire street scene out of Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. He is the architect and the builder of this display, and he's been creating this street scene in front of Saskatoon City Hall every Christmas for the past 3 years. And each season he adds a few more buildings and characters and details.
And Bob Hinitt joins us now from his home in Saskatoon with some of his lawn ornaments. Mr. Hinitt, where did you get a passion to do this?
Well, I've always done stage work. It was my career. I taught, drama in the schools and did plays, and so scenery and that kind of thing, making properties, has always been part of my life. Right now I'm at the university teaching prop making in the drama department at the Greystone Theatre.
But it must be terribly time-consuming, is it?
Yes, it takes a lot of time. I timed myself this week, and it took me 12 hours to make one bear, and I have 20-some here. So it takes a lot of time.
So how much time do you figure you put in every Christmas for your fabulous front lawn?
Well, I usually spend about 2 months. I count on 2 months. The one at City Hall was, 3 months when I first built it 3 years ago. But the one at my home is usually about 2 months. But the school I taught in, my students used to help me a lot, so I really couldn't estimate the number of man-hours. I know I put in a lot, but then they helped a great deal, too.
I want you to tell me the story about the Salvation Army kettle, because I know that you put a Salvation Army kettle outside on your front lawn.
The school I taught at was a great worker in the UNICEF movement, and we used to have a UNICEF kettle for Aidan Bowman Collegiate for about 15 years, and we took in money there. Well, then when I retired from there in 1981, I decided I wouldn't do that anymore because I didn't know the students and so forth. But the next year, people threw money on my lawn on a path that I did Hansel and Gretel, and the path was covered with grass. And when I went out to get it in the first night, there was $40 lying there in loose change and bills. So I thought, well, this was a chance to give it to the Salvation Army, whose work I admire at Christmas all through the year. So I phoned them, and they brought up a bubble, what they call a bubble, and I've had it now for 3 or 4 years.
Well, that's a very reassuring story these days, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I understand you also do a Dickens street scene. You do it in front of City Hall every year.
Yes.
So are you just a big fan of Dickens?
Yes. Well, I did Mr. Scrooge, the play Mr. Scrooge, a couple of Christmases at the Centennial Auditorium, and I've always admired, Dickens' stories, and the Christmas Carol especially at this time of year is very popular.
You've got great costumes, don't they?
Yes, wonderful. And in one of the windows, I don't know if you can see it at City Hall, but I have the Cratchit's house, and I have the Cratchit family sitting around the table. I don't suppose that shows up in the picture, but the Cratchit family is there with Tiny Tim on his father's shoulders. And
so this is very detailed work you do, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It takes, hours to do each figure, and the masks are all done with stage makeup, and the wigs and costumes. The costumes are all made on foil, mounted on brown paper, and so they'll glisten in the lights,
Boy, your house must be a huge local tourist attraction, is it?
It has been over the years. We have, in Saskatoon, they have what they call the Tour of Lights, and the transit system here puts the buses on, and some nights I'll have 6 and 8 busloads of people driving by, And then, of course, there's just private individual citizens who come, and there's quite often 3 or 4 blocks bumper to bumper.
Boy, it sounds wonderful. And just before we go, I want you to tell me the theme of your Christmas display this year.
Yes, it's bears, and I'm calling it a Berry Merry Christmas. And there'll be a big sign saying that, and there'll be bears all over the yard.
Well, a very Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now some season's greetings from Midday staff and crew.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Hello, I'm Andrew Bernstein. I want to wish all my friends and family a very happy Christmas, and especially to my Bob and Zeta, have a very white Hanukkah. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Sophia Hadzi-Petros. I'd like to say Chronia Pala to my family, and happy holidays to all my friends, and a special Merry Christmas to Marika, Ann, Tessa, and Christopher.
Hi, Mom and Dad. It's Bruce in Toronto. Just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas in Calgary, to you and everyone else. You know who you are. Bye.
Hi, I'm Karen Maxwell, and I want to wish a Merry Christmas to my mom, Dad, and Donna in Alberta, to Gussie McDonald in Badek, to Nanny and Papa in Glace Bay, and to Christina Sullivan and her family in Goulds, Newfoundland.
Hi, I'm Fareed Barsoum. I'd like to wish my mother, my friends in Montreal a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and wait till next year.
These are all the people we work with. Exactly. Still to come, Canadian kids send Christmas wishes to Gorbachev. Bob Fournier uncovers a few new mysteries of Atlantis. And the Razorbacks play a rockabilly tune for us right here in the studio when Midday returns.
It takes a laser to make the knife that never needs sharpening. A laser to shape the unique cutting edge for perfect sharpness and perfect cuts for years and years. The knife that never needs sharpening. Laser.
Listen, when it comes to bathroom cleaners, I've worked with them all. The runny ones, chasing after dirt. The gritty ones, wash, rinse, wipe. So, a word to the wise, Sani-Foam. Only Sani-Foam stick foam stays where you spray, so you can whip around wiping dirt away. Cleaning the bathroom is no big deal when you foam away dirt with Sani-Foam disinfectant cleaner for the kitchen foam. And they're both ozone friendly.
Dad, a blade razor with a motor?
Yes, Tory, the Remington Lektro Blade. Vibrating twin blades feel like they're massaging your whiskers away, or your money back.
Keep the money. I'll keep the Lektro Blade.
Razor sharp kid, eh? The Remington Lektro Blade.
Making our waterbed was always a hassle.
Until the waterbed connection. Sheet connectors for waterbeds. It eliminates the hassle.
Just place the connectors in each corner. You never lift your mattress again.
Sheets attach easily in each corner and won't come loose. With the waterbed connection, you can use regular sheets. It's the best thing that ever happened to a waterbed.
If you don't agree, you get your money back.
The waterbed connection.
For no more hassle.
Available at Ed's Linens, Richmond, North Vancouver, and Burnaby Coquitlam.
Consumers, when you know what you want,
pick it up, pick it up.
Pick it up at Consumers.
Oh, pick it up, pick it up.
Pick up the Sunbeam DuraVap Warm Steam Vaporizer. Or the under-the-cabinet coffee maker from Mr. Coffee. Keep your clothes fuzz-free with Windmere's Clothes Shaver.
Pick it up, pick it up. Consumers. Pick it up.
Consumers Distributing.